Okay, it's time, ladies and genties. All right, guys, breaking news, big breaking news. This is pretty crazy, actually. There's a lot of partnerships, a lot of companies involved with this. Google is launching an open source AI payments protocol supporting credit cards and stablecoins built with Coinbase, the Ethereum Foundation, and over 60 partners. This is insane, guys. This is a massive partnership. We're going to look at this article right now from fortune.com that breaks it all down. We all knew this was coming at some point, right? Here on the Coin Zone. If you guys haven't subbed already, it's September 16th on a Tuesday. I'm Crypto with Paul. But as you guys know, if you've watched us, if you've picked it with us in the past, you've known that this is something that I've been talking about for a long time, right? When it comes to competition, the crypto space is very tribal. Solana fans hate Cardano fans, XRP fans pretty much hate frickin' everybody outside of themselves, right? It's so tribal and it's so silly. But if you zoom out, the bigger picture is the competition is actually the Googles of the world, the Apples, the Microsoft. Because what do we see here? We're seeing, right, theme that we talked about yesterday on yesterday's streams. The centralized control, the big companies like Google who have all the users already, all they have to do is flip a switch and all their users can now use blockchain tech, right? But it's not decentralized. It's not coming from ETH or anything really. Yes, they're partnering with the Ethereum Foundation. However, guys, it's a bit different. Excuse me, Gandhi, what's good, brother? Thank you for tapping back in, hitting us up in the comments. But let's break this article down. This is pretty crazy. Okay, so Google releases AI payments protocol that can include support for stablecoins, partners with, or include Coinbase and Salesforce. What? Salesforce? So what if I have a sales job, if I meet my numbers right on Salesforce, I'll just get like a bonus, like something like that. I don't know. I'm probably way off on that. That's crazy. Thank you. So let's just break this article down. Google on Tuesday, that's today, guys. As you know, we're giving you breaking news. Release a new payments scheme to make it easier for different AI apps to send and receive money. Now, you guys know I like Cardano. I talk about Charles Hoskinson a lot, but he's been talking about exactly this for probably 2 years that I've been hearing him say things like this. In the future, AI are going to be paying each other. There's going to be no human-to-human transactions. There's going to be a whole settlement layer of machines paying each other. So you can speculate, what currency would an AI use? Well, it's still being laid out in front of our eyes. This is all brand new. It's all being figured out still. And we're covering it live right now as Google decides to tap in. So let's just continue to break this down, guys. The open source protocol not only includes support for more traditional forms of payment like credit and debit cards, but also stablecoins or cryptocurrencies pegged to underlying assets like the US dollar. To add compatibility with stablecoins, Google worked with crypto exchange Coinbase, which has built its own AI and crypto payment scheme. It also collaborated with other crypto companies, including the Ethereum Foundation. Wow. So, as we mentioned, there are over 60 other partners that are coming here, right? We'll take a look and we'll continue to read that in a second, but I found this image here. Google Cloud partners contributing to the agent payments protocol. Let's take a look, guys. Some really big names here. This man points out here, Mistin Labs, which is tied to SUI, okay? We have Dell Technologies, Adobe, Coinbase, American Express, PayPal, Salesforce, Trip.com, MasterCard, WorldPay, Intuit, Checkout.com, Red Hat, Revolt. Look at all of these companies, guys. This is a huge partnership. This is insane, guys. So let's continue. For other elements of the new payment protocol, Google conferred with more than 60 other organizations, including Salesforce, American Express, and Etsy. quote unquote, the way we build it is from the ground up to factor in both heritage and existing payment rail capabilities, as well as forthcoming capabilities such as stablecoins. This was the head of Web3 at Google Cloud who said this, and he told Fortune, James Tromans. Wow. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Buzzword, AI. Everyone's going to talk about AI this, AI that. But again, guys, you know, there are some individuals wise enough to understand that a good investment, even maybe if it's not even crypto related, it can be a traditional company. There needs to be infrastructure to make all of this stuff happen. Behind the scenes, any AI, even if you search something on ChatGPT, that is requiring energy somewhere that needs to come from a database somewhere with servers and compute power. So if we're going to have not only searches with ChatGPT, but now payments and a million other underlying technologies that we're going to see in the future using AI, you're going to have compute power. So just keep that in mind. You know, a little off topic, I'm just saying, but you're going to need AI to assist with compute power, or companies or cryptos to assist with compute power to make all of these ideals happen in the future. That's just facts. All right. So in the buzzword latent words of AI agents are AI algorithms designed for specific use cases that can call up apps on one's device or across the internet. Some companies have created agents that specialize in writing code. Others have created AI agents that browse online marketplaces to buy, say, clothes for a human shopper. The possibilities are basically endless. You can write your own AI agent to do something specific for you. It's insane. Many tech executives predict that in the near future, AI will increasingly talk with AI with no humans in between. If this comes to pass, AI financial advisors could talk with AI representatives at different financial institutions to find mortgages for house buyers, or AI personal shoppers that could chat with AI shopkeepers to find the perfect pair of jeans for sharp dressers. So now you're telling me AI is going to replace business owners? Bruh, come on now. This is insane, guys. That's why Google released in April a new protocol that creates a standard means for different agents to communicate with each other. Tuesday's launch, that's today, of a protocol for agent-to-agent payments built on that framework and ensures that transactions between two AI agents are safe, secure, and what the humans on either end intend, said Tromans, the Google executive. So here we get to Coinbase. Coinbase and Google worked together to make sure their payment schemes were interoperable. We're all working to figure out how we can make AI transmit value to each other. Yeah, that's what we just said, right? Get into it deep. Look at all these guys. This is insane. You know, first we saw this Cointelegraph. Comments are going crazy. Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. This is why we're trying to get away from this system, right? Even though Coinbase is, you know, a Web3 company, whatever, they're still a company. Coinbase, as we know, recently in the beginning of the summer, was it? A couple months ago, Brian Armstrong, who I believe, if we can just go here, let's just do this real quick. I can't believe this is actually real, that Coinbase is doing. Like, this makes me laugh and chuckle a lot. Like, I'm here for this. Let's just hold on. We'll get to it. Look at this, guys. Coinbase literally made their backdrop image Brian Armstrong's bald head. This is like a Litecoin intern meme right here, playing into it. Love to see it. I think this is absolutely hilarious. Coinbase's backdrop photo for X is literally Brian Armstrong's bald head. Hilarious. But if you guys don't remember, a couple months back, Coinbase was hacked. User information was leaked. Right? No funds were lost, but people's home addresses, license, things like this were leaked onto the internet. Google has even been hacked before, guys. Microsoft has went down before. AT&T, T-Mobile hacked. User information leaked. This isn't uncommon. This is another reason why we want to go from the TradFi world onto a blockchain that could be secure, right? Which is ironic because they say in this right here, oh, we're building something that's secure, fast, safe, secure. Sure. Is it? Is it going to be? Or is a meme like this more true? This is funny. But again, guys, this is just ties back into the whole narrative that we were talking about yesterday. Are you going to be using Google for your payments? Or are you going to want to use a DeFi protocol that is decentralized? Just think about it. I'm not asking you to you do whatever you want, but just be wise and conscious of what this means. All right. Google is one of the more public big tech companies that have shown interest in stablecoins, one of the buzziest sectors in crypto in Silicon Valley. Okay, interesting. Amid a more crypto-friendly and presidential administration in the US, other tech firms like Apple, Airbnb, and Meta have all explored stablecoin integrations. And in June, Shopify announced that it would roll out stablecoin payments to its users later in the year. Yeah, so you better get on board because it's happening and the train is not slowing down. We love the sound effects here on the Coin Zone. Guys, tap in, hit me up in the comments. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. If you haven't subbed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that for me. Follow on X2 if you guys are with us. So I want to just turn our attention to this and talk about AI and Google real quick, because Google's Google. Alphabet is one of the top companies in the world ever, even though Bitcoin just passed it, I believe, in regards to market cap. Right? Market capo. We love typos. Okay, what is Bitcoin's market cap? Not on coin market cap. I want to overall. Bitcoin's market cap by asset. I don't know. I guess, right? Here we go. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So currently Bitcoin sits behind Alphabet. We're in front of Meta, right behind Silver. I thought we were in front of Silver and Amazon and Alphabet. I guess this has changed since, unless I'm looking at the wrong information. But this looks right to me. 2.3 trillion. Let's go see what Coinbase says. Okay, 2.3. Yes, so this is accurate. At some point in time, I believe Bitcoin was over and past Amazon and Silver and Alphabet. I had suspected and thought, but maybe not Alphabet. But look at this, guys. Alphabet, Google, okay? Top 5 in the whole world. Top 5. Obviously, gold's number 1. This is the real game theory. $25 trillion market cap gold, reaching new all-time highs again. Gold's at 3,700, never traded this high in history. Nvidia is just insanely stupid. Out of nowhere. Bigger than whole countries, bigger than most countries, everything. This is insane. Nvidia is just going to continue to go over the years. But the game theory is, how much of this market cap is Bitcoin going to encompass over the next 10 years or so? Will it be bigger than Apple? Will it be bigger than Alphabet? Yeah, at some point it for sure will be. Absolutely, especially if we hit 160K, as Cointelegraph predicts, as other companies predict, we're going to be much higher towards the end of the year. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to be top 5 soon, in my opinion. But the point is, guys, Brian Armstrong is bald, Coinbase is funny, and they are helping Google with AI payments. And this is something that you should keep your eye on, maybe be cautious about. It's a good thing that all these companies are adopting crypto and stablecoins. It's going to help drive adoption. But again, how much is it going to help adoption when they're just going to keep the users on their platform and not onboard them to a blockchain, basically? So just something to keep in mind. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? I hope it does. Great. The next thing I want to take a look at, just shifting our focus away from this for a little bit, guys. Trump media, American Bitcoin. So not Trump media, excuse me, I misspoke, but the Trump family does a lot in the crypto space, maybe even arguably too much. It's a lot. So much to keep up with. Trump Media, Truth Social, World Liberty Financial, and American Bitcoin. American Bitcoin just went public today on the NASDAQ. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have Eric Trump on the Squawk Box, sitting down with CNBC today. This morning, he's going to talk a bit about it, going to talk a bit about Bitcoin and mining. So I just want to shift our focus here for a little bit. This is the son of the president. This is this morning. They just went public. This is big news. So I want to listen to what Eric Trump says. We're going to listen to this 8-minute clip or so, make some comments in between and afterwards, and then we'll go from there, guys. So tap in, make sure to like and subscribe if you're on your way in, if you're sticking with us right now in the Coin Zone. Once again, I'm Crypto with Paul. Let's get into this with CNBC and Eric Trump and American Bitcoin.
Crypto firms have hit the public markets this year, including one project from the Trump family, more than one actually, but this is one we haven't talked about. Eric Trump, co-founder and chief strategy officer of American Bitcoin, and Asher Ghanuti, CEO of Hut 8 and executive chairman of American Bitcoin. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having me.
Who wants to go slow? I mean, I understand Bitcoin. Is this basically a like a Bitcoin treasury company? Are you just betting on continued upward moves in Bitcoin?
Well, clearly we believe in Bitcoin, right? We think it's one of the great kind of generational assets. It's, gone up roughly 70% every year, for a 10-year period of time. It's incredible. But no, it's actually so much more, because we actually mine the Bitcoin. We're mining it at about a 50% discount to the market value of Bitcoin right now. So every single day, as we're sitting here right now, we're sitting there mining Bitcoin. So we're one of the few companies that every single day we're mining it. We're also accumulating it. We're dollar cost averaging our Bitcoin holdings down, all while having an asset, as I said, that's outperformed generally every indice, every market around the world, and it's probably been the number one performing asset, of our time.
The mining operations you provided with your side of the, was it a SPAC? Was it a merger with a SPAC?
So Hut 8 was one of the earliest and largest Bitcoin mining companies. That's right. And so we carved off our Bitcoin mining business because we had more pressure to build data center infrastructure, energy infrastructure. So Hut 8 has a pure energy infrastructure business now, with the Bitcoin itself all being mined at American Bitcoin today.
This is not the first crypto investment from the Trump family. Can you explain the news that happened on Monday? That was pretty positive for the Witkoff family as well. And then we'll talk about.
Hate to see it. We hate commercials, guys. We absolutely hate it. Very interesting, though. Hut 8, American Bitcoin. If you guys are interested in mining, let me know. Hit me up in the comments.
About all of this with the backdrop of having your father as president.
So Joe, you know better than anybody why we got into crypto, right? We were debanked by everybody. We were debanked by Capital One, by JP Morgan,
which
Chase,
has been admitted, right? by certain.
Oh, of course. And by the way, it's really interesting.
And they were afraid of the Fed, I think.
They're all coming back, begging us to please open accounts. The Trump organization, please open accounts. And I never thought there'd be a time. Well, I mean, clearly you need conventional banking as well, but never did I think there was a time that such a great company, a great hospitality company that's been around for so long, so honest, so perfect, could get debanked by Wall Street. And we fell into crypto. We met some of the smartest people in the world. I met Asher because of it. Unbelievable what they've done at Hut 8, the growth of the company, the stock price, et cetera. And we got into this new world because we needed to find a new solution for modern day finance. And you start realizing how antiquated the banks are, how broken they are, how slow they are, how costly they are.
What do you still need them for? You say you do need traditional banking.
So Becky, in time, I actually think that there's nothing on the blockchain that can't be done better, faster, more transparently. Why is it if Laura and I go out to get a mortgage on a home, it takes us 120 days? Why is it that every week, Becky, I'm waiting at 5 o'clock to send out a Swift wire transfer. And if I don't get it out by 5, or if I don't receive it by 5, congratulations, somebody doesn't get it until the following Monday night or Tuesday. Our financial system is broken. And then, by the way, our financial system literally taxed 50% of the people in this country, and now they're making up for it. Now they're kind of reversing course.
But what eventually you don't think you'll need traditional banking for any of that, but you do need it now for some of those things still.
Well, listen, you need
Bitcoin's
payment
not there
rails,
yet.
and I think stablecoin and a lot of other things is obviously picking up the slack. I think you're going to see that in a very, very big way. And I just think you're going to see modernized finance, which turns into 24/7. But you're also seeing assets like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has become the modern day gold. People all over the world are pouring into it. Companies from Fortune 500s, a company like ours, the sovereign wealth funds, to the richest families on earth are all hoarding Bitcoin. It's become such an incredible asset. It's immediately liquid. It's probably the greatest hedge to real estate, that there is, right? Because again, you have massive liquidity. It's all around the world. It's protected by kind of the greatest ecosystem of energy mining companies in the world that safeguard it. Bitcoin has become, I think, the truly greatest asset of our time.
This is today, Eric. Two big deals, I'm sure you hear about this all the time. You've got a way, obviously, of explaining that. I mean, you've thought about that when you talk to the president about this, or when Don talks about some of his investments, or with Mr. Witkoff as well. In this one, they're talking about the UAE investing some money at the same time that they were granted access to some chips. And not saying it's related, but it could be. You're going to see this again and again in mainstream media in terms of a conflict of interest between the president and his position and his family being able to do so well in crypto.
Yeah. Joe, how long have I been sitting at this table? Like 20-something years, meaning I've been doing this with you guys for a very long time.
Yep.
We're far from Hunter Biden, right? The guys out there selling.
That's what people are. Right. People say all presidents' sons do these things.
Okay. The guys out there selling finger art, right? I've run one of the great hospitality companies, anywhere in the world. We went through hell. Believe me, my father's the first guy who hasn't made money off of the presidency. In fact, if I were to send you a tally of our legal bills over the last
and the brand, the Trump
years.
brand probably got obvious.
Yeah, let's just pause here. That is very true. A number of things that he touched upon. The Hunter Biden thing is funny. Who cares? We're not getting there. But it is true. Hunter Biden did do some shady things, selling, art. That's if you guys know, it's kind of a clear money laundering scheme. That's a practice that's been used. However, he does have a point. The Trump administration has been debanked. Trump is one of the only presidents in modern times that actually his net worth went down when he was in office, as opposed to going dramatically up, just like everyone else. His net worth actually went down. And still to this day, millions and millions and millions of dollars of legal fees. They try to throw him in jail for like 100 years. So there is clearly a push. And one way to take away people's liberties and freedoms is to take away their money. And we all know this. This is indicative of the Trump family, of the Winklevoss twins, of countless crypto executives like Ralph Dillon, who we had here on the Coin Zone. If you guys actually want to listen to a firsthand interview that I did on the Coin Zone here, guys, go on our channel on YouTube, the Coin Zone, and watch that interview that we did with Ralph Dillon. Bro, firsthand got debanked, right? These measures, these practices by TradFi, Operation Choke Point 2.0 and 3.0, it's a real thing, and it's still kind of happening to this day with JP Morgan and these other banks, unfortunately. But to Eric Trump's credit, yes, there is a new, better, faster, cheaper way to transact, and these businesses are starting to take advantage of it, and not quick enough, in my opinion. So him and having his family getting debanked opened their eyes dramatically, and they went headfirst into crypto. And I honestly think what American Bitcoin is doing is very interesting. I've always had a big interest in mining. And if you have a good setup, if you can be profitable, which this administration is making it easier, with some of this legislation, the bills passed, you can now write off mining equipment, making the profitability much better. A lot of interesting things here. But yeah, let's get back to this interview with the Trump family, Eric Trump, and American Bitcoin.
We've always been serial capitalists. We've always had companies, and honestly, crypto came out of a necessity that we were debanked by everybody, and we needed to find a new way. And so I couldn't be more proud of American Bitcoin. We're obviously ringing the bell right in this room, and a couple minutes, and it's going to be an amazing venture. I think we're going to do Bitcoin. I think we're going to do cryptocurrency better than anyone. We've truly built one of the great companies, one of the great crypto companies. And by the way, one thing, America's got to lead the way in it. I mean, I watch in Asia, I watch in the Middle East, I watch in all these places around the world. They are all sprinting toward cryptocurrency. And it was really nice. My father became a believer when he was debanked, and it's really nice to see a country take such an incredible initiative and actually, because it is the future. I don't care what anybody says. It is the future. You fast forward 18 months, you fast forward 5 years, our financial markets and the way they operate, the speed at which they operate, the efficiency at which they operate, the pace, everything, the fees. I mean, it's going to transformationally change how we do business, and I am so proud of that.
The financial markets don't see the financial companies, the big financial companies, coming under a lot of pressure from this. If you look over the year to date, they're up 50% over the last year. Citigroup, JP Morgan's done very well, Wells Fargo, all the way through with those big banks. You think there's room for everybody to play in this?
Yeah, let me maybe challenge you. Look at the amount of money that BlackRock's putting into cryptocurrency, right? Look at the amount of money, all of them. If you went back 12 months, not a single one of them was talking about treasuring any Bitcoin assets, any kind of crypto assets. Now all of a sudden Schwab's doing it and Fidelity's doing it.
But is there room for everybody? I guess that's my question.
Yeah, listen, I think the people who embrace it the quickest are going to win the race. And I think those that don't embrace it, you know what they're going to do? They're going to die a very slow and painful death. And you're already seeing that. Look at the success of Coinbase. I mean, look at their stock relative to everybody else, right? I mean, crypto is leading the way. It's what people want. It's an incredible generational play, but it also solves all the problems of modern day finance, which is the fact that it's lethargic, it's slow, it's costly. It's costly as hell. You know this better than anybody. I mean, it's inefficient. Look at your FX rates every single day, right? That all gets eliminated. And it's also really punitive because there's people at the other side, who will make the decision as to, Joe, you're not getting banked. You know why? Because you're a conservative. And so we're going to take away your bank accounts. We're going to destroy your business. We're going to take away your...
This is just a hypothetical thing you're saying here.
It's not a hypothetical thing.
No, I mean about me being a conservative.
It's very hypothetical, Joe. It's very
hypothetical.
Very hypothetical.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting discussion. Right after this, Eric Trump did go ring the bell. That was all over X this morning. So American Bitcoin is now a publicly traded exchange company. Very interesting. Yeah. Well, you guys heard it here first, here on the Coin Zone. Let's just get over to Eric Trump. This is what happened directly afterwards. We'll play this video. Yeah, big time. A lot of stuff happening, guys. A lot of interesting things happening right on the NASDAQ. Let's look at some of the faces that are there. Lot of faces here, guys. This is very exciting. Another publicly traded cryptocurrency company that is now, publicly traded. Michael Saylor's leading the way, right? We had big news, big announcements this morning. Tom Lee and Michael Saylor are going to be heading up a group, right, that are leading the way when it comes to... So here it is. This is from Coin Bureau. Big news. U.S. lawmakers enlist crypto executives Michael Saylor and Tom Lee, well, including these two, to push forward the Bitcoin Act, paving the way for Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now, I genuinely think that this is a massive game changer, guys. Of course, they put orange behind Michael Saylor and blue behind Tom Lee. That just makes sense. Representations of Bitcoin, and Ethereum. But listen, guys, why is this important? Well, I generally believe if you're a publicly traded company, if you are a small business, it doesn't matter. If you want to strengthen your business over time and strengthen your balance sheet, you're going to want to continue to dollar cost average or have a good chunk or reserve on your balance sheet. Because over time, if you're just having dollars on it, you're going to be sinking. If you have Bitcoin or Ethereum on your balance sheet and you're mining, so you're basically dollar cost averaging every day into Bitcoin, or if you're staking your Ethereum, so you're just compounding over time, you're going to be much better off as a business or a publicly traded company if you have these things in your reserve. Michael Saylor was the first to really bring it to the country's attention. Now it has global attention. Tom Lee now took a Bitcoin mining company and is making it an Ethereum treasury company in real time. The man is extremely bullish. He's extremely smart. We did a video about Tom Lee on the channel. So once again, guys, make sure you're going over to YouTube and you are checking this out. Okay, we have a brand new video that just came out today, right? If you want to learn how to not get scammed, right, by Hawk Tuah coin or Kanye coin, all these stupid things, and you want to actually preserve your money and make money over time in crypto, right? Zoom out and have a long-term mindset. Watch this video to learn about what to avoid, what to stay away from. This is a great video. You're going to learn a lot. We do a lot for you guys here at the Coin Zone. So stay tuned. We're close to 1,000 subs. Help us get there, guys. Very close to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, really. I generally do. I want you guys to interact with me here in these streams. If you haven't subbed yet, go do that for me as well. As you guys know, this is the Coin Zone. We're going live every single day, 5 days a week, breaking videos for you, educational videos for you as well. So I'm going to be back live again shortly later today. Once you see me and that link go live here on X and YouTube, click back into it. Let's hang out again. Until then, stay tuned and I'll see you.